All right, everybody, what's up? You're listening to Daft, and we're sitting in Ian's bedroom, which smells like a 1950s greasy diner, and I'm sitting in a chair covered in cat hair.
And I'm Ian, and this is my greasy diner. Howdy, everybody.
Yeah, usually we record over at my place. Today we're getting a little bit of a new atmosphere, and, kind of makes me feel like we're in the back of a kitchen. But it's okay. And Ian, once again, looks like he's going to rob a gas station.
And by that, he means I'm wearing a beanie. That's really all it takes. I got a beanie and unkempt facial hair, so, burglar status, straight up.
Well, that's what happens when you wear a black beanie. And I don't look any better when I got my hood on over here looking like Eminem and shit.
I was going to say, he's got a baseball cap, sunglasses on the baseball cap, and a hood over all of that. And he's trying to criticize me and how much of a thief I look like.
Bro, it's 2019, okay? Fashion's changed.
I don't identify as a thief, okay? I identify as a perfectly upstanding member of society.
Dude, you know what's making me, all paranoid right now?
What?
Is, me being slightly allergic to cats. And I'm, sitting on the edge of this chair, not leaning back on the back of it.
You'll be fine.
Totally avoiding the cat hair contact.
You'll be completely fine.
So what's new, Ian? Anything new besides your car in the shop? Thankfully you didn't buy a new one.
What, you thought I bought a Chevy Traverse?
I knew you didn't buy a Chevy Traverse when I pull up and there's Clay Cooley on the back of your window.
Yeah, I drive a Camaro most of the time, and I had to bring it to the dealership, got a check engine light on. The rental car they gave me is a big-ass Chevy Traverse, and across the back, big-ass letters, comeseeclay.com. The balls you must have to advertise on my car. It's like, what, it's not good enough that I came to you for service? You gotta advertise that to everybody that sees me, too? Shut the fuck up.
Shop me first or last.
Shop me first, shop me last. Either way, come see Clay. Yeah, eat my dick, Clay Cooley.
Hey, have you seen the commercials of his sons doing the same thing?
I'm surprised he got laid in the first place. No.
No, his son has, I swear to God, I've seen 3 different commercials with him on there. It was a year ago, they had both his sons on there and they were doing it together. Obviously one dropped out because now there's only one, and I swear to God, it's like every commercial, he changes the style of his stash.
He just doesn't get it. He hasn't committed yet.
I feel okay. So you know how usually car dealerships will do something retarded to get your to remember their slogan or just how stupid they act, whatever.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he's just trying to change the game with facial hair. Because one week it'll be Hitler, another week it'll be Ron Jeremy. I just don't know what he's going for.
Hey, have you been to Clay Cooley yet? Oh, the guy with the stupid mustache. Yeah,
that one. Yes. No, it's just changing up constantly, and I'm like, every time it comes on, it's like you gotta fight the urge and just be like, don't sing it, don't say the slogan.
It comes in Clay. Oh, damn it.
Oh, but I'm glad you didn't buy another car because you are on car 11.
Yeah,
so
that would be number 11.
We need to keep,
and I'm 23.
And we need to keep it. We need to keep it at 11.
I love that car. I'm not getting rid of it for anything. Well, that's what I said about the last one.
Yeah,
but
I mean it this time. Past 6.
I mean it this time. It's better than anything I've had thus far.
Granted, okay, technically, I will give you the last one. You definitely fucked it up. Hitting that pothole and jacking up the entire underside and fucking the inside of the engine.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I'm proud to say that I'm only on car number 2. You know what? No, scratch that. I feel like shit that I'm only on car number 2.
No, it means that you make wise financial choices.
No, it's very wise. It's very wise. But the man inside of me is like, what are you doing?
You're in a TC.
Hey, but you know what? TC gang all the way, man.
Really?
No,
I didn't think
so.
so.
Sorry, I'm going to take that back. It's a good car, though. It's a good car. I like it. It's paid off. I got money in my pocket, so, I'm doing okay.
I got money in my driveway. That's it.
Yeah, with your damn near $1,000 payment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm putting $1,500 away every month just to try to pay it off as fast as I can.
Oh, so you're adding an extra $500?
Oh, yeah. My last 3 payments have been $1,500.
So how many more months do you have? Technically, without adding the $500 a month, just going roughly the $1,000.
Fucking like 70. Dude, if I make the minimum payment, it'll take me 72 months to pay it off, and I will have paid $67,000 for that car because I went into it 10,000 upside down.
Dude.
And my interest rate is 12.65% because banks hate me because I don't keep the accounts open. So even though I've never missed a payment in my entire life, they're like, fuck, we can't make any fucking money off this guy. And then they ding my credit. And then, 10 cars later, after your credit's been dinged 10 times, your score is pretty damn bad. It doesn't matter how well you pay on it. So
what'd you say the interest was at?
12.65 for 72 months. So 12.65.
Dude, you're paying like $20,000 extra on this car.
Yeah. 12.65 times 6 years is roughly 75%. It's a little over than that. But I will have to pay 75% of the amount financed on top of the amount I'm financing to pay it off if I pay the minimum all the time, which I'm obviously not going to do. That's why I'm dumping $1,500 in every month. Whenever the amount borrowed goes down far enough, then I'll refi and hopefully not crush myself with a car payment. But man, Camaros are nice. I got to tell you.
Bro, you got some balls, bro. I got to give it to you.
I'm literally putting away about $50 per day.
Because like on
to drive that car.
Here's how easy my car was, okay? It was $24,000. I put $12,000 down. My dad co-signed, gave me a great interest rate of like, I don't even remember. It was like 2 something.
Jesus.
I paid it off like 2 years early. My payments were $200 a month. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Get it out. Done.
Do you remember my Focus ST? My gray Focus ST?
Yes.
Do you know how much I was paying on that per month?
No.
$99. 0% APR for 5 years because my down payment was about $20,000. How long did I have that car, Colton? Do you know?
Didn't you only have it for like 3 months?
25 days. I had it for 3 weeks, 4 days, said, fuck this, I need a V8 again, bought a Mustang. And since I got about $5,000 less for that car than I paid for it, I paid $200 a day to drive that Focus. Doesn't it make you sick? It makes me sick.
I'm speechless.
Yeah. Welcome to the world of being me. Please don't join me here.
Don't. My God. I'm over here, I'm like, man, it would be real nice to go get this car. I could go get this car. Just, the back of my head is just, my voice is talking. And then I'm just like, don't be Ian.
Definitely don't be Ian.
Well, aside from cars, you know what I did this past weekend?
What?
I watched Bird Box.
Okay. You like it?
I don't think that it was the amazing movie everybody's been, putting it up there.
Yeah.
To be.
Yeah. Same.
But I have a lot of unanswered questions.
Okay. What do you mean?
I just had a brain fart. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So they're all blindfolded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Can't look at shit. That movie literally makes you scared of nothing, right? Okay. So I was talking to Brad, my other buddy, and he kind of, I don't know where the fuck he got this information, but apparently he got it from just watching the movie because he pays attention and apparently I don't. But I asked him, I was like, bro, why do some people, you know what? If you haven't watched it, turn the shit off because spoiler alert is coming up. Okay. So why do some of them kill themselves and some don't? Do you know why? Because I think I have, Brad gave me the answer and I think it's pretty solid.
Well, the mentally ill people.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, the mentally ill people don't die. Instead, they turn into like this crazy Jehovah's Witness. Hey, have you accepted the fucking floating leaves as your Lord and Savior? Like they're just, yeah, they go around just trying to get everybody else to look. But what they neglect to mention is how do you decide if they're crazy in the right way? They didn't really cover that part.
Well, because this is how he explained it to me. And again, if you're mad, turn the shit off. Because spoiler alert is coming out the ass, okay? So
he's literally turning around right now to say it out of his ass.
So what he said is that, I guess they make you... He made it sound like there were demons, but not really. Again, this is going to sound stupid as fuck now that I'm like saying it. You're seeing demons, but you're not seeing demons. They're making you see the ones you love, but they make you murder yourself to be with the ones you love or whatever it is you're seeing.
Yeah, supposedly it's just whatever's going to kill you the best is what you see. Like, it's really
like, I just, God, it kind of irritated me. like the first chick, her sister, she's like, what the fuck is that? What is that? Oh my God. And then, have you seen the edit of that scene from Tokyo Drift, dude?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They turn the radio to the fucking Eurobeat and she starts drifting it. Oh my God, I love that one.
Dude, anyways, like, when I'm watching the movie, I'm like in my head thinking of like the stupidest shit possible that they can be seeing. And I'm just like, okay, I could totally see somebody doing a complete, if they haven't started it already, somebody needs to, is making a complete parody of this movie. Right off the bat, just like scary movies and shit like that, you need to be doing.
You can make a lot of money off of this.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Well, apparently about to discuss it with a whole bunch of people who could steal this idea.
All right, so
here we go.
Let's copy this idea. All right, just from first scene, fucking just think of me and you in the car driving down the road. You freak the fuck out. What are you seeing?
Borat in a banana hammock. That's a lot of pressure. It's the first thing I thought of.
I wouldn't have been able to go that fast, so I'll give it to you. Okay, yeah. What's another scene? Oh, you know what? Another scene that pissed me off, though.
What?
Now, of course, people in these, I don't know, this wasn't really a scary movie, but I mean scary or sci-fi movies, whatever you want to call them. Like, you have those just stupid people in the movies.
Yeah, the
that
people
make
that
stupid decisions.
are basically programmed to die.
Yeah, so basically when that guy showed up and he's like, help, blah, 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 at the door and shit, and they let him in. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they let him in, and of course, there's some people that are saying no, some are saying, like, just let him in, he seems fine. I'm like, me? No. Popping a cap in his ass right off the bat.
Yep.
Look at him. No, I don't trust him. He showed up with a satchel. What guy is running around in the streets blindfolded, and why'd you remember to grab your satchel?
That's a hell of a point. I didn't think about that.
Like, I'm going to grab my wallet, even though I probably won't need it after all this shit ends. I'm grabbing my phone, even though it probably won't work. Like, you know what I mean? I can't really think of anything that you would actually need.
Yeah. Make sure you grab your photo ID.
Also, aside from this movie, if an apocalypse is happening, where do you think would be the best place to go?
I don't know. I think they kind of had it figured out. What do you mean? I haven't thought about this before.
So you know what? Okay, so like in the zombie apocalypse, like what's that movie? Fuck it, don't care. It's a zombie movie. They're in a mall.
Zombie movie in a mall.
Booting? Nope, it's not there.
Okay.
Okay, well they're in a mall. Wouldn't go to a mall. Too many access points. People can get in. You ain't gonna block all that shit off. Even though you have a lot of shit. No. So I don't know. I've sat around thinking about this shit, man. You can go to fucking Cabela's. You can go to fucking Bass Pro. You got some guns, man. But then you got the aspect of like, I need food. So, Walmart's pretty sick, but Walmart don't have like a weapons section. I mean, they got like a little hunting section, but really they got like cheap ass guns, which could last you for a little bit. They got some sick ass machetes and some pocket knives, but you don't want to have like that close contact.
Yeah, not if you don't have to.
I mean, you can go, over to aisle 18, pick up a fucking Dyson and slam it over a zombie's head, something like that. I don't know. But Walmart would be pretty sweet. I think that'd be, it's got everything. Wait, hold on. Does Costco or Sam's, do they have like guns? Do they have a gun section, hunting, anything like that?
Never been in either one, actually.
I'm still sticking with Walmart then.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what zombie movie you're talking about because I can see this movie in my head. I just can't remember what it was called. Zombie movie in a...
I don't know, like Day of the Dead is popping in. It's not that. That's not the name of it, but...
Well, Dawn of the Dead is from 04.
Dawn of the Dead.
Comes up.
Wow. Dawn of the Dead. That's it.
Okay.
It was you know what? They play it a lot, and I know people make fun of that movie a lot, which there's plenty to make fun of in that movie, but it's like one of those movies that comes on and you're just like, gotta watch that one. But seriously, where would you go? Where do you think you'd go in a zombie apocalypse? Because don't say, well, you know what? I take that back. You could stay here because you have an arsenal, but...
Yeah. They're all hunting weapons, though. They wouldn't do so well with a bunch of things coming at you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I got a few shotguns, which could take out a couple at a time if you're good, but...
Yeah.
Other than that...
I mean, you got a couple guitars you can use as melee weapons, you know, whatever.
What is this, Dead Rising? Those I don't think those would actually work.
That's what I think about.
I got a lawnmower and a couple guns. I'm good, bro.
Dude, I remember playing like the first. No, I don't think I played the first one. The second one, it was a pretty sick game, bro.
Yeah, I played two.
That was like in the era of like when they had like really stupid games coming out though. Like they had like that motocross one where you're driving around with weapons and trying to knock people off. I forgot what it was called, but it was so stupid. It was like modern day Twisted Metal, but on like dirt bikes.
I gotta admit, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what it is. But this is back in the day when like you get like those really every once in a while you get like a really cheap video game for like your birthday or Christmas from some extra family member or something like that.
One of the extra ones.
You're like, thanks. You go play it for like a day and you're like, all right. Almost swallowed my gum right there, dude.
You almost swallowed your what?
My gum with a
G.
G.
A G. Okay.
Thank you.
Can't wait to play that.
Hey, by the way, is that true when people say if you swallow your gum, it stays like in your stomach for like 7 years?
I'm willing to wager no, absolutely not.
Because I remember when I was younger, I don't remember if it was my mom or who it was. They made it sound like I like to do this on a regular basis. Like I had swallowed my gum and she's like, "Oh, don't do that. It stays in your body for like 7 years and then the doctors are going to have to pick it out of your ass." I'm like, why is it getting stuck in my ass?
Why is it going to go all that way and then have trouble?
And then get sticky again all of a sudden. Like, I don't know. I cannot remember who it was. It was like my aunt or my mom. I can't remember, but I remember that shit.
That 7 years thing is pretty famous, but as far as having to...
Why is that even a myth? Like, people are swallowing gum on purpose.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
There's not like there's anybody that you actually have to tell that, you know, but whatever.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Bird Box. There was something I was trying to get to, man. God dang it.
Last thing you asked me is like, where would I go in an apocalypse?
Yeah, well, okay, perfect. Here's a perfect example. When they drove again, spoiler alert. Should have turned this shit off a long time ago. Whenever they drive to the store, they actually had a genius moment, and some of them were like, "Why don't we just stay here?" I'm like, "Why don't you stay there?"
Yeah, that was Malkovich's idea.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
You know what? And he was drunk then because he was drinking all the booze and shit. But you know what? That's pretty smart. And if everybody's like, "Yeah, but what about the others?" You made it there. Go back and get them. Come back.
Oh shit! You just did too much thinking. You just blew the whole movie to pieces.
I did.
Yeah,
but you know what? Is it going to be scary as shit? Yeah, it's going to be scary as shit. But literally, they showed it. You saw the GPS on the car. The store was 2 blocks over.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Just go 3 miles an hour. And if you run into a car in the middle of the road, well, back up. You're not totaling the car.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll make it there eventually.
Yeah, when he's like, why can't we just stay here?
The legit hardest part of that entire mission would be getting back into the garage.
Yeah, it would. It really would.
I don't know, because obviously they don't show that part because they're like, I don't know how I'm going to portray this, but
we'll just show them already in the garage, and then we don't have to work out those details.
Yeah, like
whenever he said, "Why don't we just stay here?" I was in the no, you got to go back for the others crowd. How could you?
I know, same.
But that totally makes sense.
You got all the food we need to last us.
Just go get them, and then.
Oh, but you know what? At the same time, they had that. I just broke the movie again. You have that guy in the fridge calling for help, and I forgot his name in the movie, but his real name's Rel in real life. That black dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, they opened it, and that guy tried to come in, and they were pushing the deal, and I don't know why he was like, oh fuck it, and like took off running to tackle the dude through the door, and then they closed it, and then he killed the black guy.
Yeah.
So stereotypical, but I mean, I don't know. I still don't know why that happened, but you got to think they could have stayed there still, because all you had to do was find something to kill that guy. You kill that guy, there's nobody there anymore.
Yeah.
You got your own house full of food, booze, whatever you want, medical.
Mm-hmm.
You got everything. You just don't have weapons. But I'm pretty damn sure you could find a way to craft some weapons. I mean, I'm crawling up into the, I'm going up into the, if they got a ladder or something like that. I'm going up to the rafters and pretty sure you could pull off some metal.
Hell, everything is on steel shelves.
Yeah, it's on steel shelves. I mean, hell, you could just use a shelf for a freaking weapon.
Yeah.
But you got to have, man, we're going too far. I mean, you gotta, because I'm thinking,
we're ruining this movie for you guys.
I'm like, if you're in the store, you gotta have an exit point. But then if you got an exit point, you're gonna get in the car, and then where are you gonna go? You're blind. Well, you're not blind, but you technically are blind. You got a blindfold. You got newspaper, and the windows painted out on the car. You don't know where you're going. Like, GPS can only get you so far. But then again, see, if you're at the store, and you see on the GPS, there's like a store 3 more blocks over. Go to that store.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be hopping from store to store for a while. But dude, that would be super. Like, I'm always like thinking like, oh man, if this happened, like, you know, I could do this, and like I could survive if I did this. But then like put yourself in like last person or last few people on Earth, or you know, something like that, and see how you think.
Yeah. Or like how they fast forwarded to 5 years into the future at the end. Didn't once mention how they made it so long, so easily.
Because they had to have left the house and had more journeys to the store or whatever.
Hell, even after the kids were born, they even like blindfolded the both of them, and like Sandra Bullock like kind of trained them on how to use their hearing to get around and stuff like that. Like, do you remember that scene? Mm-hmm. It was really brief.
Yeah.
It's like, see, the sound's getting louder and softer. It's like, yo, you outside. Why are you just okay with being out here? And if you do this on what looks like a regular basis, how did you not get your ass kicked by those crazy-ass Jehovah's Witnesses?
I mean, really?
Because they came over and fucked your shit up at the end of the movie. Just pretty easily, actually.
Like, I just liked how towards the end, how she's running through the forest, and basically all I could think of is when it looked like all that, the shit was coming after her, all I could think of, like, was Jurassic Park and a dinosaur coming after him through the bushes, but they deleted the dinosaur and left the bushes moving.
They rendered the bushes. They haven't gotten to the dinosaur yet.
Yeah, basically. That's all I could think of, and I was like...
That's what I was thinking. Like, during those scenes where, like, the stuff, whatever it is, is closing in on her, I was thinking the same thing, like, damn, I've seen this somewhere. Like, I recognize this, but I don't know.
And I've seen, like, Jurassic Park 1 and, like, snippets of the other ones, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm one of those guys that's like, okay, it's the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't really need to see.
But somehow I've seen every single Fast and Furious movie. I mean, you know, it's all the same shit, but we're car guys, so don't give a fuck. You know?
Yeah, I guess. Then again, I've only ever seen the 7th one. True story.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. Yep, number 7 only.
Man, we need to have a movie marathon.
Just for Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I mean, come on. If you're a car guy, I mean, there's a lot of people that hate on the car people that hate on that movie, but again, don't give a fuck.
Exactly. I know. Like,
I mean, like plus it's. I mean, dude, you got to watch Paul Walker, R.I.P. But he's a beast, bro. And you know what? That's probably one of the movies that shotgunned. You know, the whole, you know, bro saying, because it said 15,000 damn times in that movie. In the first one.
Oh.
in the first one. Because, like, him and Tyrese are... Is it? Hold up. That's the second one. I'm pretty sure it's the second one. Because the first one, he goes in there and he eats a sandwich at the place and then falls in love with Dom's sister, and he's a cop and trying to get... Oh, yeah, and he's trying to, like, arrest Vin Diesel or whatever the fuck. And then the second one is when he's... Is he still a cop? I don't remember, but they go and they find Tyrese. Whatever. Same shit.
Yeah.
But it's good. I love it. There's cars in it, you know.
The cars
and you know what?
Whatever.
People might sit here and roast me for this. But I love the third one, Tokyo Drift. It's probably the most...
I never would have guessed.
It's Jordan's favorite too, but I don't know why I like that movie. It's just it is super corny, and I do agree with all the shit that's said about it. But for some reason, I'm like, I have to watch it because you got Lil Bow Wow in it, and it's so you got this country boy over in Japan now, like, hey,
whatever.
But
little side note. Colton says Tokyo Drift anytime I turn a corner hard.
I yell it out like in 22 Jump Street.
Yep.
When he's like when he like, drifts the Lambo through the whatever the fuck, the hotel or whatever it is. But the one question out of this entire movie that I was thinking was, what's next? Because you've already had A Quiet Place where you can't speak. Now you got Bird Box that you can't see. And you know what first came to my mind, which is the dumbest ass shit that it's not the dumbest thing I've thought of, but it's just another dumb thought that came to my mind. I think I was saying this to Jordan, and I was like, what's next? Are you not going to be able to fart?
Don't fart, the fart goblin's gonna get you.
And like, of course, me going like deeper, I was like, wow, how would you stop that? Would you wear those diapers with like the scent things in them? I'm like, how do you, like, I started thinking of this shit. And I just, I don't know what's next. I just started thinking of senses, and I was like, you can't smell. And I was like, well, if you can't smell, then you couldn't breathe, so you're dead. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, can you not hear? I'm like, well, why would that affect you? And
yeah. Well, Hush. There already is a can't hear.
Yeah, that's true. Hush was a pretty good movie, and I swear to God, I still will bet to say that what are you not?
I'm already about to cry laughing because I know what he's about to say.
I swear to God that she is related to Angelina Jolie. I swear.
You should have heard him back when we watched this movie for real the first time. I started this up. He looks and he's like, yo, she's pretty hot for a deaf chick. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, she looks like Angelina Jolie if she were deaf. I was like, what does that even mean?
I remember that, dude.
Angelina Jolie plus deaf equals the chicken Hush, whatever that means.
So, so literally, no difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I've said some dumb things, and they will continue.
Just a couple.
But overall, I've started to become my dad a little bit, because my dad analyzes movies way too hard.
Oh, so like critically?
Yeah, so we'll be watching a scary movie, and so like just they make a stupid decision. We'll just be sitting there, and of course you got me who's just watching the movie, trying to enjoy it. My mom will be over here, just like sitting there all intense and shit, and you got Jordan over here with, a pillow half over her face or whatever. Just kidding, love you, baby. And then you got my dad. Okay? Something will happen. Say the girl trips and falls and the guy grabs her. So white girl typical in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting there enjoying the movie. Something's about to happen intense, he's about to hack her, whatever. And you just got my dad. Oh, come on. He's like, God, man, these movies, and then you got my mom in there, they'll be like, Jim, shut up. And I'm like, here we go. And then you got a mini argument over here, and then you miss 5 minutes of the damn movie. Every time. So I know I've slightly started becoming my dad a little bit, where something happens, I'm just like, ugh. Yep.
Dude, Andrew and I pull apart horror movies so bad.
Okay, have you seen the new Halloween?
No, damn it, I wanted to so bad. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so for one, I know it's like modern, like today.
Yeah.
Because Michael would be like 60 something. And I know, you get what I'm saying. But there are some parts in that movie, and they still have like the 70s feel with the way the movie is made. Like if you'd watch a 70s or 80s horror movie and it's just kind of the cookie cutter, he walks in, girls are in there, goes to kill a girl trips and falls. You know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that.
The totally classic.
And I'm sitting there, you can ask Jordan, I was so pumped for this movie. And I started watching it, and like halfway through, I'm starting to analyze the shit out of it. And I'm like, really? Did you just fall? Did you just fall? Oh, yep, he's got you by the head. Decapitation.
Didn't see that coming.
I mean, I was just like I started calling everything next, and I was like, damn, dude. I'm like, man, everything about this movie's great, but you could have not done that.
That's just lazy writing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of decapitation, man.
What? Where could this possibly go?
This has nothing to do with decapitation.
Oh, okay.
But I cut my thumb open the other day.
Oh, yeah, it's basically decapitation, yeah.
Well, slicing, whatever.
No.
I was cutting up a sweet potato. Serrated knife.
Yep.
Went right over my thumb.
Oh.
And you know what the funniest thing about all this is?
Huh.
Me and you are so much closer. You know why?
Why?
Because I now know, this sounds so weird, but I'm going to say it anyways. We now have matching scars.
We do. Yeah, he showed me this just before the podcast started, and he got himself a scar from slicing his thumb open, cutting a sweet potato. What a fag. That I got because I don't know how to use staples. Also a little bit of a fag.
Staples?
Yeah.
Is this from a staple?
It's from a staple.
I thought it was from a knife.
No. I was, there is this stapler at work. I know I work with staplers. I have a very interesting job. But there's a stapler at work, which if you're not careful, will like staple the table to the floor. Like
one of those powerful ass ones.
Yeah, it's loud and it just makes a
mm-hmm.
And like warp speed sends the staple through the paper. Well, you can imagine that the staples have to be pretty strong to even work in this thing. Yeah. And well, somehow my thumb caught it. It went like right through the very corner of your thumb, like right next to the edge of your thumbnail. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. But it healed so weird. Like you can see the notch in my thumb where, I don't know, this is cool. I guess that's exactly what he's got.
No, yeah, it's on the corner of my thumb, and like wherever I sliced it, like I'm surprised I didn't even catch the nail, but like there is like just a notch, and like, cause like at work, it would start healing, and when I'd start at whatever I was doing at work, I would feel it just rip right back open.
Ouch!
So disgusting. And so I just stopped messing with it, and I guess finally it healed apart as like yours did.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got a little canyon. A little mini canyon of happiness right on the corner of my thumb.
It'll go away. It takes like a month though.
I keep rubbing across it.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm playing the world's smallest violin.
Play the world's smallest violin.
But it feels so weird. And I don't know. I just thought it was funny because that's the first thing that I thought of whenever I got it was I was like, oh shit. I was like, I think Ian has one of these. We're fucking Scarboroughs.
Scarboroughs? Like, should we have a fair where a whole bunch of Scarboroughs go? We'll call it the Scarborough Fair.
Isn't that where everybody like dresses up like medieval?
Yeah, bunch of fucking weirdos.
What is that? What is that? The fighting called?
Fencing?
No, not fencing. Yeah, fuck
Oh, that's a gesture you made. It sure looked like fencing.
They do it in the movie Role Models. They're fighting in the
LARP?
medieval shit. LARPing.
LARPing, yes.
LARPing. Would you ever do that?
Hell no, I wouldn't. I've
You
been
lying
invited
sack of
many a
ass.
time.
You lying sack of ass.
Dude, I've been invited a lot. I'm like,
Who
that's...
the fuck Andrew?
Of course. Andrew and Brennan are like, yo. And I'm like,
I don't,
absolutely
dude.
not.
I don't know. I think I'd like to go have a few brewskis, get like slightly shit faced, and go out there and just fuck shit up.
That sounds like a good time now that you put it that way.
That sounds like something I would honestly, I think I'd like to have on my bucket list.
Okay, yeah. If
Get
I do
shit
it that
faced
way,
and go LARP.
yeah, when I was last invited, I was like 17, never had to drop alcohol, and was probably kind of worried about how I looked to other people, you know? So I'm like, ugh, miss me with that geeky shit, bro. But, I mean, I still think it's too geeky to do.
No,
but that's
don't
not
get
because
me-
that's not because I think, like, I would look geeky. Like,
Yeah.
it seriously just does not interest me.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's geeky as fuck, but at the same time,
Dude, shit-faced and LARPing?
shit faced and LARPing, dude, I would
That is
fuck
a
a
hell of
little
an
geeky
idea.
ass dude up. I seriously, like, you know how like on, you know, YouTube videos of it or Ridiculousness, wherever you've seen this shit, you know, you have like that one dude that's dressed as a knight fucking hauling ass drop kick somebody in the face like
Yep.
that. Dude, think of being shit faced and trying that shit.
Oh, God.
That would fucking be a great time.
Just turning it up to 11 and going way overboard.
Yeah. Or, dude, you know what's even, oh my God, I don't know whether to hate or love these guys.
What guys?
It's okay. Like guys that play paintball and shit like that, and they go full tactical, like Call of Duty on that shit.
Mm.
I wonder how, dude. I want to have like a full recording of nerds LARPing, and like them doing the same thing, and just can you imagine what that would sound like?
Oh, God.
A couple of nerds going full tactical on LARPing just imagine they have their Knight's Realm.
Realm?
I don't know the lingo they use. They have their little realm of knights together, and they're gonna go over yonder and LARP against the other dynasty, and and just you know, just fuck shit up. But I mean,
God, you don't have a single fucking idea what you're talking about.
I don't. That clearly goes to show you I have no idea what goes down in LARPing. Hey, here's are you crying over here?
Yeah, give me a second. Okay.
So think of this, because you've already thought of, I know you've already thought of, like, if we ever had a band, what the name would be, which is
Methane jet propulsion?
yeah.
Yep.
So if we had a Knight's Realm or Dynasty, what would we be called?
Oh, God, that's a lot of pressure. God. Apply my idiocy to medieval lingo.
Don't think about anything that comes to your mind.
Don't think about anything that comes to my mind. That's kind of hard.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's just another stupid thing. Did I say?
Dude, I ain't got shit. Like, I'll come up with something before the end of the show, but I ain't got shit.
We're going to be talking about shit, and you're just going to instantly come out with
Yeah.
just fucking
Like-
something.
Like, you're gonna literally hear the light bulb go bing in my head.
And then it's just blurted out mid-sentence of something.
Like, in a completely different segment. Oh, God.
Well, can you imagine, though? I mean, you know, LARPing doesn't really seem that crazy, I guess you would say. Like, because, I mean, the swords aren't really real. The shields are,
Yeah.
you know, foamy, whatever. But, dude, I bet you from some videos that I've seen, I bet you some guys get, like, seriously fucked up and, like, injured hardcore.
Yeah, completely accidents most of the time, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine hit something wrong or just...
Like, just think of those guys coming in for a drop kick and, like, you catch a knee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Coming in way too hot, taking a knee to the nose.
You know what? Another thing, how about those guys that are LARPing? and they're like in full Knights uniforms. Suits. What do you call that?
Fucking knight, just armor, I guess.
Knight's armor. There we go. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like getting fucked up going out there, painting just like role models, painting my face like Kiss, wearing a kilt, going out there,
Yeah, they look
going
exactly
out
like
there
Kiss.
in like one of those see-through tank tops, and just totally
made of metal.
Yeah, and just wearing like some kind of, I don't even know, like metal high top boots, just looking ridiculous.
Okay.
And then we're going to call ourselves...
I still don't have it.
Damn it. I'm trying to think of something, but I got nothing. You know, I know we've never LARPed. I don't know why I've just thought of this, but is there like a ridiculously stupid injury you've had before?
I've kept it pretty safe on my injuries. Like, I've never broken a bone somehow.
Knock on wood.
It's plastic, but it'll suffice, I hope. But, I don't know. I mean, nothing bad. Like, I scraped up my knee whenever I was riding a bike to where, like, the kneecap was showing.
Mm-hmm.
Took a good chunk out of that.
Mm.
But, I mean, nothing bad.
No.
I do have some pretty weird, like, well, not really surgeries, just procedures, something like that. To where I have some pretty interesting stories about those, but no injuries. Like, as far as those procedures go, back just as I was starting high school, I got like 2 UTIs, like back to back, like only a couple months apart.
That like never happens in guys.
Exactly, it's super
Like a small
uncommon.
percentage.
Yeah, it's super uncommon even for one guy, or to get one. Sorry. So it's even extra uncommon to get 2 close together. And the doctor who heard about this is like, that's pretty weird. Like, you got to make sure there's not something underlying going on, like, somewhere else in you. Like, okay. He's like, we're going to have to check out your kidneys. All right. I mean, do what you got to do. He's like, we're going to have to do it with the camera. I was like, how many points of entry are there to my kidneys? He's like, yeah, exactly what you think we're going to have to do, we're going to have to do. I was like, oh, all right. So the day after my... yeah, shove a whole fist in my dick. No.
Just like that.
No, it was the day after... What birthday was that? I was a freshman in high school then. So I had just turned...
15?
15, yeah.
Yeah.
The day after that, December 9th of 2010, I got on the operating table so that they could jam a camera into an organ that I didn't think could stretch quite that far.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like they got me, and they knocked me clean out for it. I mean, there's no way that I was going to look down and see my anaconda not wanting none as it was swallowing that camera. So anyway, they knocked me clean out. Anesthesiologist hooked me up, something like that. It's like, okay, we're going to wheel you into the operating room. Alrighty. And they like awkwardly shuffled me off of the rolling gurney onto the operating table. Like, all right, we're going to need you to count backwards from 100. Okay, here we go. 100.
As you're whispering to yourself, get ready, little guy.
You can do it. See you later, bro. All right. 100. 99. 98. And then I woke up. I mean, it felt like not even 2 minutes later. But I was like, we're done now? Like, what's the deal? He's like, oh, yeah, this is a recovery room. You're done. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And there was no pain. Nothing looked funny. I mean, I was fine. It's like, we're going to have to wheel you over to your car so that you can get driven home because the anesthesia probably isn't fully worn off. You might be a little wobbly. So they got me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me out to the car. I got in, came home, and my mom was just like, okay, just rest for the rest of the day. I mean, you obviously got the whole day off of school. So just rest. You'll feel better tomorrow. We'll get you back then. I was like, okay. I mean, I feel fine anyway, but sure. So I just laid, slept, whatever. After about 2-3 hour nap, I woke up and I really had to pee really bad.
This sounds like it's about to get bad.
Well, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I was like, okay, gotta pee. I was like, hopefully nothing weird happened since something just entered through there. So I went to the bathroom and I pissed pure blue Powerade. Like pure blue, the bluest blue you can imagine, like you're cleaning out your toilet.
I'm pissing the ocean.
Exactly. I was like, what is this? Half of my brain is like, holy shit, dude, like fucking red alert, big deal, big
not
problem,
right.
Not okay. What's going on here? Tell anyone and everyone about this. And the other half of my brain is like, oh, this is pretty cool. I didn't know it would do this. This is pretty cool.
Your guy party kicks in. You're just like, whoa.
Oh, that's awesome,
cool,
bro. But so anyway, I finished up, managed to keep my cool. I didn't lose my shit with my pants down, but I zipped up. I walked out and I was like, hey, Mom, what? I just peed blue in there. And she's like, oh yeah, they said that was going to happen. And neither them nor you thought that was important enough to tell me. You thought it would just be fun to let me find that out on my own at the time. It was like, oh yeah, we probably should have said something. I thought they told you. Nope. But, I mean, that was a fun little scare I had in there. Thanks for that. And
Dude, I would straight up freak the fuck out, man.
Well, like I said, I had one half that wanted to, and the other half was keeping it cool. Like, yeah, this ain't
No,
so
dude,
bad.
if that happened to me, I'd be pissing, and my mom would just hear.
Yeah, luckily I didn't do that.
I would. I'd be like, this ain't right.
I mean, that's the end of the story. I mean, nothing weird happened. Just,
Dude, I got the one. I've had one major injury, and
what was
like,
it? Why do I feel like I don't know?
I've probably told you this before, and so if you don't like hearing body parts be where they're not supposed to, just skip forward a few minutes.
Yikes.
So I forgot how old I was. I was maybe I'm gonna say like 10, 12, somewhere in there. Played basketball my entire life, and I was playing on this a select league at the time with a couple of guys that I grew up with and through school. So we were all friends, and we were just practicing one night. And I remember I was matched up against Barrett, was his name, and he was running down the court and he was in front of me, and the goal was in front of him. He was just going to do a layup, right? So I'm sitting there running, and I go up to jump to do this fucking Michael Jordan just, boo, get that out of my house, right?
Yeah.
No. He stopped, ducked down, and me in midair clipped my legs on his back and flipped over. And when I landed on the ground, I caught myself with my hand, right?
Okay.
And so when my body fell on the ground, my hand stayed on the ground as my body continued to fall over. So basically, the knuckles on my hand touched the top of my forearm.
Oh.
And dude, still to this day, I still think the doctors were wrong.
What did they tell you?
Because so obviously I started crying.
Well, yeah.
Like, I was like, I just fucked my arm.
You just closed your hand the opposite way.
Almost. It had, like, everything in my hand, my fingers, everything was fine. It was only my wrist. Because, like, my wrist was, like,
okay.
that way.
Brought it way back.
Yeah. So gross. So, like, I just felt it, and I was like, had a tear roll, but I was sucking that shit in, dude. I was trying to hold it back because I was I was there with all my friends and shit. I was like, I'm good, I was like, but I've hurt my hand like real bad. I was like, I can't move it, and the coach just had me sit out. No big deal. And my parents weren't there, so they didn't know about it at the time. I just rolled with my buddy that had lived down the street. So practice is over. We drive home. I am trying my hardest not to cry because the pain is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And so they drop me off. I'm like, yeah, bye. And I like run indoors. And I remember getting through. My mom opened the door. I walked in the door. And as soon as I got inside the house and I heard that door close behind me, Niagara Falls.
Lost
Lost my cool, dude. And my mom's like, she's freaking out. Like, what the hell happened and all this stuff. And I was like, my wrist. And dude, my wrist was probably the size of a watermelon.
God.
Dude, it was like my wrist was my quad. It was huge.
Imagine a hand connected right below your knee. That's what my arm and my wrist looked like.
That's basically what it looked like. So, of course, like that night, it was like 9, 10 o'clock at night after, I don't even remember. So it was too late to go to the doctor, and they just really, because they didn't think my parents didn't think it was broken or anything. So we just iced it, and it got disgusting in the morning, purple and swollen, and they're like, okay, we'll take you to the doctor. So I remember going to like those little quick clinics or whatever, because I think it was like a weekend or whatever. So we went over there, and they x-rayed it and shit. And in my 10 or 11, 12-year-old head, I'm like, dude, this thing is broken. Like, if I was like, because, like, if you break something, your body's like, dude, like, you don't have to ever break. This could be the first break in your life, and it's broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I had. I was like, if this isn't a break, then I don't know what the hell is. Like,
how does it
like
possibly
the back,
get worse?
like my knuckles was like, hey, what's up, to the back of my forearm. Like, I don't. They were just
hey, what's
checking
up, bro?
in, basically. So the doctor came back, and he's like, oh yeah, it's just a small sprain. We'll get you into a little cast, or like a little, brace or whatever. And he walks out, and I'm like, no,
just a small sprain.
I looked at my mom, and I was like, there's no way. I'm like, are you shitting me? And she's like, he's looking at the x-ray. It don't look that bad. I'm like, my bones may be fine, but I guarantee you any tendon or muscle fiber I have basically committed suicide overnight, because I don't just come home and bawl my eyes out over this. Like, every tendon was stretched. Every muscle fiber in my wrist felt mutilated.
Yeah, torn.
I was so confused. And I was like, dude, if this is a sprain, I never want to sprain anything again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my wrist is fine. Never mind.
So I wore a stupid ass cast or a little brace for a while, and it went back to normal, I guess. Even through high school, though, I'd have throughout sports and stuff like that, I'd have days where it would hurt so bad, and I would put the brace back on. And I'm like, dude, this thing had to have broken somewhere, somehow, and it didn't heal completely right, because pain still happens every once in a while.
Which hand?
Right hand.
Which elbow do you get your pain in?
Both elbows.
Oh, okay.
I have, my elbows are like the elbows of a 70-year-old.
Oh.
4 rounds of steroid shots, like $2,500 later. Ridiculous.
Jeez.
No, trust me, I've seen the bill. It's $550 per elbow.
Jeez.
Every time I go, and I have not gone in a while, knock on wood. So I'm trying not to do that, because I know after a while steroid shots can fuck you up even worse. So Thank you, Lord, for giving me my elbows back. Even though I hurt every once in a while, I will deal with it. That's really the only worst story I've had. I have fucking dumbass stories of me like splitting my fingers open and stuff like that, because I actually have never gotten a stitch. Have you gotten stitches?
No, not out of injury.
What?
Wisdom teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they stitch up where they were, but that was it.
Gotcha.
Which reminds me, I'll get to that in a minute, but continue.
No, I was just gonna say that. I mean, I cut my fingers up. Oh, I got one. I'm gonna make this a quick story, because this is, I don't know how I forgot this one, dude. So, have you ever gotten anything thrown at you, hit you in the head, and like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Every time I talk to a woman, but other than that.
Funny you say that. So I was a kid, and then there was this girl that lived next to us, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to give out too much info. So we were outside and playing with this like kickball, basically. I don't know how it started or what. I had gotten a ball thrown at me, or kicked at me really hard a couple times. I got pissed off. I started kicking it, throwing it at her. And like, I was just pissed off. I was like, bitch. Like little, 7, 8-year-old me or whatever was like, bitch. So, and it was like her cousin or something was there too. And, she went inside, came back out. I don't remember what happened in between time. She threw something at me. It hit me in my eyebrow. And then I was like, ow, like I touched my face. And it hadn't been half a second after it hit me when I touched my face and my whole hand was covered in blood.
Jesus, what happened to you?
And so I went inside and I was like, because it was in the house that I live in now.
Mm.
And it was back when my grandparents lived there. And they were all in the back room watching TV. And I was like, Mom! And she came out. My papa came out. My nana came out. And I was like, I think I said something stupid like, am I bleeding? I was like, I'm just drenched, dude. And my nana had like mirrors on the wall, like it was decorations. And I told myself, don't look, it's bad. Don't look, it's bad. Don't look, it's bad.
Did you look?
No.
Oh.
I wish I would have. Because I would have looked like a freaking warrior, I feel like, man. Just right out of battle. But, so we go back in there. My papa's just laughing. You may need stitches, buddy. I'm like, no.
I can hear him saying that.
So he's like cleaning me up in the sink, and then he makes me lay down on the floor. And then he starts dumping sugar on my eye. And this is something he's always done, because it seems like always at that house, I'd split my fingers open with knives, something. I was always there, and he always put sugar on it, which would basically stop the bleeding somehow. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, old school thing, I guess.
I guess.
But come to find out, because, this girl, she had, I guess she told, or her cousin had told, they came over, brought her in, she apologized, and they made us hug each other. Fucking hated that moment. I was like, get this bitch out of my face. So, come to find out, do you know what she threw at me?
What?
Just take a guess, because I want to hear what you got.
And where were you at the time?
We were just out front, out in the yard.
Out front. Hell, I ain't got shit. I know you got like those ties that hold the boards that like keep you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The boards on the edges of your driveway and on the edges of your yard, because it's a super steep yard, so he's got these.
Oh, I know what you're. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Oh, okay.
She threw a fucking calculator at me.
A calculator.
I don't know where that calculator came from.
Thank God I just got done with my homework. I got
because
this TI-84 handy.
I think I remember her going back in and coming back out. She might have just stayed there and had it on her.
And the first thing she thought of was, where's the fucking calculator? I'll teach this guy a lesson.
But dude, what a story.
Yeah.
To tell somebody I had a calculator chunked at my face and it gashed my eye open.
Calculator.
It doesn't sound like a real story, but it's 100% true.
Yep, definitely wouldn't have guessed calculator. You could have given me 1,000 guesses, we'd still be sitting here.
I know.
But
so hit me with whatever you're.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the stitches. Well, I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Mm-hmm.
This was, hell, I'm gonna take a wild guess, 4 or 5 years ago now. But I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and they stitch you up. Not that that's important. What's important is that you're pretty loopy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, side note, in the middle of getting my wisdom teeth pulled, like you're supposed to more or less be out cold. Like they don't give you in general anesthesia that's supposed to make you unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
However, the laughing gas does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll feed you some nitrous oxide and you're supposed to more or less fall all the way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of regained consciousness right in the middle, and the doctor was straddling me, like standing over me, leg on either side. He had pliers inside my mouth and he was putting his back into it. Like I remember, God. I remember him pulling, like he was trying to, I can't even explain, like he was trying to pull rebar out the fucking street, like
Good God.
with a pair of pliers. Like he had his all in it. And I was so close to unconscious. I was like, oh, okay. He's probably doing a great job. And I fell back asleep, basically. Anyway, that wasn't the point of the story. The point of the story is that, so, I mean, they finished up, and that's when you really have to rest. Like, having a camera shoved in your dick, that's like a 2-hour rest. But having all your wisdom teeth pulled, that's a solid day. I mean, you got to swap out gauze, and you're pretty loopy for a while.
Yeah.
Even when the anesthesia wears off, then you have to deal with the pain. But anyway, so I was loopy as shit. I got back here at home, probably noon, something like that. And I was just trying to sleep it off all day. And then about 8, 9 p.m., I guess, I don't know. I woke up and I had a girlfriend at the time. Her name was Abby. I was like, I'm feeling awful nice. I'll text her some nice words. So I pull up my phone, pull up our text conversation. I start typing. You are the most... And then I woke up the next morning. So I obviously sent her something because I woke up much more sober this time. Like I was pretty well clean. And I woke up, checked my phone, and her message back was just, haha, what? I was like, bitch. It's like, I don't even know what I said, but I know that I said it correctly. I wouldn't have just sent some dumb shit to you.
Uh-huh.
And I checked the message, and I sent her, you are the modug, M-O-D-G, beautiful brunch I've TVDH. Period. Send.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the modug, beautiful brunch I've And I looked at it, and I tried to analyze it. I'm like, M-O-D-G. Okay, well, the D is right next to the S.
The most beautiful?
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously supposed to be most.
Okay.
Because that's what I even thought I typed that night. Like, that was the last word I remember typing. You are the most. And I was like, okay, well, the D is right next to the S, and the T is right next to the G. Which means I wrote M-O-D-G. My phone, 99.9% chance, was like, did you mean most? And I said, bitch, I know what I said. And I hit the X. And I kept M-O-D-G. And then beautiful, I mean, I probably butchered, but at least the phone caught it.
I feel like brunch should have been the most beautiful bitch.
Yes, that's what I was about to get to next. I was like, brunch, why did I send her brunch? Oh, that was going to be rude.
But what was...
To this day, cannot figure it out.
To this day, legend has it, no one figured it out.
Yeah. I was like, you're the most beautiful bitch. That would have been rude. I've TVDH. I've still got nothing. I have asked myself this question like once in a while.
Looked at the keyboard, tried to figure it out.
Exactly.
Had nothing.
I was like, seen? No, because T isn't anywhere near S. V isn't anywhere near E. So I don't have any fucking idea. But anyway, I was about to call her the most beautiful bitch. Whatever that last word was going to be. And that's the only interesting part of
it's a contradictory compliment.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful bitch. But I've actually called somebody that dead sober, and they took it as a compliment. But that's another story for another time.
Where are we at, bro? Don't say your own, because I'm going to kill you.
Take a wild guess, because this time has flown so far.
1 hour and 15.
1 hour and 3.
Ah, so close. You know what? There's a couple things we have. You want to say that for the next one?
Yeah, I mean, we've been filling this time pretty good. I think we could save a lot of our segments for next time.
We'd like to do... I mean, I'd like to go ahead and do our misconnection segment, but I'll save what we have for the next episode because they're ridiculous.
We got some gold here.
But anyways, everybody, thanks for listening to Daft, and rate, like, subscribe. We love you all. Thank you. Close the curtain. Close the curtain. Close the curtain, Ian. Finish it.
Okay, bye.
Later, guys.